Hi, La Garza STEAM team. Welcome to your first class. As your students are coming into the classroom, have them copy down their science words for the day. After you've taken attendance, then you're going to jump straight into your science lesson. We have a science note for our Wind in the Box project over here on the screen. Today's science words are atmosphere, air pressure, and force. You'll find those words bolded in the context of the science note. These are the big ideas that we want you to go over. That's the reason why we have the students write them as their science words. And I love to draw pictures to accompany my science words so that it helps me remember what it is that I want to cover in my lesson. We have the atmosphere that surrounds the Earth, sometimes up to 50 miles, even more. In other areas, that atmosphere is an area of air that surrounds the Earth's surface. And we always have air pressure surrounding us. Air is pushing down on our body, and air pressure moves from an area of high pressure to low pressure. That's why I drew this little wind symbol here. And that's what's going to power our project today and our game, our Wind in the Box. And force is what's giving our project the push, or the ball in our project, the push it needs to move through the game that we're going to design with our students. So a force is a push, a pull, or a twist. Without us providing the push using the straw, making an area of high air pressure that's going to move into an area of lower air pressure as it goes from the straw into the box, our project would not work today. So we have a built already completed example for you here of the Wind in the Box, but there's something wrong with this project. Do you see how the balls are stopping right here, even when we're trying to roll them and we're not providing air as a force? That's because we have a little foot that's in the way. We have a little bit of a design flaw here. So sometimes these projects take an iteration or two, or a try or two to get them right. Also, one other thing that's different about this project is that the end of our piece of paper is not taped right here. So I'm losing some of the force provided by my air. Did you see how that flap moved up when I blow in through the straw from an area of high air pressure inside the straw to the area of low air pressure when it moves into the box? So my balls are not being pushed through this loop all the way because a lot of the air and the pressure provided from that air is actually getting trapped underneath this little flap of paper. So as your project is being made in class with the students, make sure you're walking around as a teacher and that you're looking out for these types of things that students may want to change slightly so that their project works perfectly. Now, I want to show you guys how to build this project. Have students put all of their loose parts and pieces into the lid of their box so that nothing rolls away. We have all of our project parts and pieces prepped in front of us here. You guys are going to be doing these step by step in class. A big important thing is to use your take-home bag as a placemat so that students can color all their pieces of paper, like this one, all the way to the edge without getting that marker all over the surfaces in the classroom that we are using or borrowing. We want to keep those nicer than we found them. Now that we have all of our pieces contained, we have everything laid out in front of us, you want to have your students make a plan for their decoration and to create the background of their game, right? If I take my piece of paper and I color it and I put it into my box in this orientation, it's not going to allow my ball to complete the loop that it needs to. So I want to make sure that I am putting this piece of paper a little bit further to the edge on the opposite end from the hole that's cut into my box here, so that I can make sure my ball completes a full loop here. And then I'm actually going to put in another piece here that's a little bit of a diverter for the ball. It's my drop zone. It's a little test of skill. I went ahead and colored my background first because now this piece is actually going to, and the tape from it is going to cover up some of my drawing, and I still wanted that to actually come through in the right place. So now I've placed my drop zone into my box. I want to make sure that I tape this piece into place so that we don't have any of those issues like we showed you in the other project that's already complete. I want this to end right above the drop zone here. So I have a piece of tape I'm going to place on the end of that. And then I'm going to do one other piece of tape down here at the bottom to make sure none of my air gets trapped under the end of this piece of paper and all of it is pushing providing that pushing force to the ball to make it go through my project. Now that everything's taped into place, we want to make sure that our straw is placed. I like to keep it unexpanded so that I can press straight on it until one of those little divots in the straw is through the hole here, so the straw doesn't come back out. Now I'm going to gently expand my straw, it's a bendy straw, and bend it upwards. I'm going to place one or both of the little balls that came with this toy into the box. And then I'm going to close up my box. We need to tape things up after we close our box. We have to create an area where the air is going to still be pressurized. So we want to make sure we take some tape and wrap it around all the edges of this box so that none of that air is escaping. But when you're in the classroom and you're doing this toy, make sure the kiddos have one of those balls that's in the project before they tape it up, or else they have nothing inside that would work. And then you can put your mouth, only your mouth, on your project here. Oh, it takes a small amount of air pressure to actually get my ball to fall off here and to go through the drop zone. And if you guys are really creative, I bet you'll find lots and lots of other opportunities for having fun with this wind in a box project today. Enjoy, don't forget to seal up the edges and have fun with your project. You can decorate the outside too with all these little cool robot figurines that came with your project. Take care, bye.